Okay, good afternoon. Today's topic for this lecture is RC oscillators. We know what is the use of oscillator. Oscillator is the circuit which converts DC into AC. We may have several patterns into the oscillator output like square wave, sine wave, relaxation oscillator means type of pulses, out of which you not to worry, you have only two types of oscillators here. One is RC phase shift oscillator and another is Wien bridge oscillator. And both the oscillators, oscillator type 1 and oscillator type 2, comes under RC oscillator because we are using R and C, that is resistance and the capacitance component to design such kind of oscillators. Remaining which are not there in the syllabus like Hartley and Colpitts uses L and C, that is inductor and capacitor, but it is not in your syllabus. So moving to the RC oscillators, you know that you should know what is the Barkhausen's criterion. You have learned this criterion several times in EDC as well as in AE1 also. So here we will just brush up the knowledge of amplifier and the oscillator. So you can see here, first one is the amplifier. Amplifier has also feedback, which has negative feedback, and you can see the diagram, the first diagram, where input is applied to the amplifier whose gain is AV, and part of the output is taken by the feedback network and mixed with the input, and feedback factor is called beta, and feedback voltage is Vf, which is mixed with the input, and we will get the output. And of course, to operate this circuit, which is amplifier, we need DC power, which is nothing but we generally say VCC, supply. So what we need, we have supply, we have input, we have feedback voltage of negative feedback type, and we have output in the amplifier. And AV is the amplifier gain, beta is the feedback factor. Accordingly, the characteristic equation you already learned into the EDC as well. The characteristic equation ACL, it is called closed loop gain. Closed loop gain is equal to gain of the amplifier, that is AV, divided by 1 plus AV into beta. So AV into beta is nothing but loop gain. AV into beta is the loop gain. AV is the individual gain of amplifier, beta is the feedback factor. Looking at this characteristic equation of an amplifier, this is the characteristic equation of an amplifier. We know that if AV beta 1 plus AV beta, whatever may be the finite value of AV into beta plus 1, it will have certain positive finite value, and we are dividing amplifier gain AV with this finite positive value. Definitely the closed loop gain, if you see the relationship between the closed loop gain, that is ACL, and AV, of course ACL will be less than AV because we are dividing AV by a certain number which is greater than 1. So of course the closed loop gain is less. So in amplifier the closed loop gain ACL is less. That's why what happened, the output remain in control, and output will, if you choose a proper feedback network, output will never have the values like positive Vsat and negative Vsat. So output will never saturate, so it will be stable and it will respond to the input. Therefore in the amplifier, if any time if we take a ratio of output upon input, that we generally call gain, output upon input, that ratio is always constant. That's why whatever is this is output upon input remain constant at any time. So it is a linear type of circuit. Coming to the oscillator, we discuss about amplifier in first figure. In second figure, coming to the oscillator, in oscillator also we have an amplifier with feedback. Okay, positive feedback is there. Then we have feedback network. Here we will be having feedback network of R and C in RC oscillator. Feedback network has beta feedback factor. Feedback is of course taken, means feedback is taking input from the output of the amplifier, and Vf is the output of feedback network which is given to an input of the amplifier where the external input is not there, it is equal to 0. So in oscillator, external input is not present, that is equal to 0. Of course, DC power supply we need because we have to derive voltage from certain power, that is VCC is available, and feedback network amplifier is also available. And though it generates a waveform at the output, because you can see here the characteristic equation closed loop gain ACL is equal to AV is the gain of an amplifier, divided by 1 minus AV into beta, where AV is gain of amplifier and beta is the feedback factor. So you can see some value is subtracted from 1, and we are dividing amplifier gain by that value. So of course here if you check the relation between these two, that is AV and ACL, ACL will be greater than that of AV. So it uses positive feedback. This is just the brush up of oscillator and amplifier. Then if we uses loop gain is equal to 1, loop gain means gain together with amplifier as well as feedback network. That's why it is written AV beta is equal to 1. And another, if the loop phase shift means total phase shift provided by amplifier as well as the feedback network, if it is 0 degree or 360 degree, it will follow one of the rule that is called Bar-Cousens criteria. So if these two conditions are met, AV beta is equal to 1 and angle of AV beta, that is the loop phase shift, is equal to 360 or 0, then the system become highly unstable. So this system is highly unstable. Previously we have seen this one, this is stable system, but as these two conditions are met, that is AV beta is equal to 1 and phase shift, total loop phase shift is equal to 360 or 0 degree, it will follow the Bar-Cousens criteria and system becomes highly unstable and will get oscillation, means output will start oscillating. It will not be stable at any instant. And you can see the characteristic equation. If AV beta is equal to 1, then 1 minus 1, it will be 0. And if we are dividing any quantity, here we are dividing AV by 0, so your closed loop gain will be infinite. So that's why the system will not be stable. So this is the oscillator where we have to follow Bar-Cousens criteria. Criteria 1, loop gain is equal to 1 and loop phase shift, second criteria, loop phase shift is equal to 360 or 0 degree. Then we'll get oscillation. So this is the small introduction of comparison between amplifier and oscillator. Again, in the question paper, nobody will ask you the theoretical question like compare amplifier and oscillator likewise. Then I will let you know in throughout the subject where there will be theory question and where there will be a design question. Mostly near about 90 to 95% we have design questions in this subject. In first unit there is small theory part. In again last unit, I hope PLL, there is theory part. So I will inform you where to care for theory part of the syllabus. Then moving to the next PPT is the first type of oscillator which comes under RC oscillator, is the RC phase shift oscillator. So we will analyze this circuit first and then we'll be having one numerical on this topic, that is RC phase shift oscillator. The name RC because of it uses R and C. You can see here R and C in feedback network. We are using 3 pairs of R and C in the feedback network. You already known to this in EDC, and it is called phase shift because these feedback network R and C pair provides phase shift of 180 degree. So that's why phase shift, RC phase shift oscillator is the name. Again, coming to the characteristic equation is equal to ACL is equal to amplifier gain divided by 1 minus AV into beta, which uses of course positive feedback. Okay, now we can see here, analyze this. If we have only this one pair, one RC pair, if we give input to this one RC pair and have an output, and if you check the phase shift relation between input and output, one RC pair will provide you phase shift of 60 degree, 60 degree. So that's why here 3 RC pairs are used, 1, 2 and 3 here, and these 3 together will provide you the phase shift of 180 degree. But Barkhausen says that loop phase shift means phase shift together with amplifier and the feedback network must be 360 degree. So remaining 180 degree phase shift is provided by inverting mode of amplifier. Now you know what is inverting mode of amplifier. Here the output of feedback network is nothing but VF. VF is given as an input to the inverting terminal of the amplifier, and we know what is inverting mode of amplifier. If input is positive, output will be negative, so it shows 180 degree out of phase. If the reverse case will be, if input is negative, output of amplifier will be positive. That's why this inverting amplifier shown in the figure will provide you 180 degree phase shift. So it is clear that one of the criteria of Barkhausen's is proved, that is phase shift network provides you 180 degree phase shift, then amplifier provides you 180 degree phase shift. If we add these together, of course total phase shift will be 360, follows one of the rule of Barkhausen's. Then coming to the RC networks, for RC network beta, if you calculate beta, you may refer D. Roy Choudhury for this topic if you are really interested and find out how beta is equal to 1 by 29. The KVL expression for this RC network is given, where I1 is this, I2 is this, and I3 is this. 3 current will pass in 3 loops, and what is the input to this feedback network? Feedback network का input है V out, and what is output of feedback network? Output of feedback network is VF. So VF by V out is nothing but beta. So beta, if you see that analysis, because it will not be asked in examination, so we will not go through that. And if you see that factor beta, it will be 1 by 29 for RC 3 pairs. So 1 by 29. Hence, select amplifier gain, that will be equal to, of course, amplifier gain. What is amplifier gain? If you go for the amplifier gain, it will be what? You know what is non-inverting inverting amplifier. Inverting amplifier is, it is V0 is equal to minus of RF upon R1 into V in. So gain of the amplifier is RF upon R1, minus sign shows 180 degree phase shift. So RF by R1 will decide the gain of this circuit, that is the amplifier, this circuit. So it must be slightly greater than 29. Exact setting 29 will not be sufficient practically. If theoretical says it is, if it is 29, then AV beta, that is 1 by 29 multiplied by 29 will be 1. But due to certain stability problems like the change in temperature and change in say current due to temperature, so it will not be stable. So slightly greater than 29 is always preferred, like say 30, 31, whatever, not too large like 100, 200. Slightly greater than 29 is preferable in practical circuit. Either theoretically 29 is said by Barkhausen. So therefore, if we select RF by R1 ratio equal to say 29, then loop gain becomes 1. So here you can see two criteria are automatically fulfilled. One is phase shift, that is equal to 360, and another one is a loop gain, that is AV beta is equal to 1. And if these two rules are followed by choosing proper value of components, then the output of this circuit, that is output frequency oscillation, will be given by the formula F0 is equal to 1 over twice pi RC under root 6. And what will be the maximum output? Maximum peak to peak output will be plus minus Vsat. For an example, suppose 15 volt is the power supply to this amplifier, that is 15 volt plus and 15 volt minus, then saturated value is approximately equal to plus 13 volt and minus 13 volt. So 13 and 13, it will be 26. So maximum 26 volt peak to peak you can achieve for such type of circuit. That's why it is said the maximum output, peak to peak output, because in design numerical somebody may ask you to calculate peak to peak output for, or say justify the peak to peak output for RC phase shift oscillators. So it will be plus minus Vsat. Only these two formulas you have to remember for calculating output frequency and maximum output voltage, and also Bach-Hussein's criteria and AV is equal to RF by R1. So by setting these 2-3 small parameters, you can easily design RC phase shift oscillator. Is it okay? Yes. Clear what is RC phase shift oscillator?
Yes,
Anybody?
sir.
Okay, because I am moving to the numerical based on this. We'll solve one numerical. What is my plan? My plan, you can see the PPTs that I am say sharing with you. That contains circuit diagram is some brush up knowledge. What is amplifier, oscillator, whatever in every PPT, in every topic. Then the analysis of this circuit, and then formulas, how the formulas or say output is derived. Then next is numerical, single numerical based on that. And once the second unit is completely over, then after what I will do, I will cover the university question paper design numerical based on this unit. So in that we will be having only discussion on numerical, not on theory or not on analysis. So of course in PPT you will find only one numerical, but later on you will get say several numericals. And I hope whatever are the single design is given in every PPT as an homework, I hope you are doing that. I may ask that at any time. Okay, so I'll move further. Numerical based on RC phase shift oscillator. So here numerical 1 based on RC phase shift oscillator. So numerical is design phase shift oscillator circuit that will oscillate at 200 Hertz frequency. Very simple statement is there. Then you have to draw this circuit, make sure that inverting amplifier is there, that is R1 and RF is connected, and input of the feedback network is connected to negative terminal, and output of the amplifier connected to the feedback network. So this must be there. Power supply you may show plus 15 and minus 15, or you may show plus 18 minus 18, no worry about that. Or if nobody asks about power supply, then you can use plus V and minus V. So this is the logic. So I have shown plus 15 and minus 15 here. Then this is the say circuit diagram which we already analyzed. So in this the output frequency oscillation is given by the same formula. F0 is equal to 1 over twice pi RC under root of 6. Select standard value of capacitor, say 0.1 microfarad. It is recommended to select less than 1 microfarad always if you go for further design also. So I have selected 0.1 microfarad is the capacitor, but there is no restriction and no need to mug up this value. You may select 0.01 microfarad, you may select 0.22 microfarad, but it must be standard value, not like that 0.25 microfarad, because 2.25 microfarad capacitor is not available in the market. So putting this value 0.1 microfarad in the above equation, and we know the frequency is 200 Hertz. Putting these two values, value of resistance R means all three R's, they are equal. Value of resistance R, as we have chosen value of capacitor, all three capacitance is equal to 0.1 microfarad. You can get R is equal to 1 over twice pi F0 C under root of 6. And putting the values, that is 1 by 2 pi into 200 Hertz is the F0, then 0.1 microfarad is the capacitor, and multiply by under root 0.6. And by this calculation, you will get 3.24 kilo ohm, but you will not find standard value of 3.24 kilo ohm in the market. So nearby value is preferred. So nearby value is 3.3 kilo ohm is selected for this purpose. If you put such kind of comments like calculated is 3.24, but I have mentioned that approximately 3.3 kilo ohm is suitable because 3.24 is not available into the market. So this will be plus point in the view of valuer. Okay, then the output peak to peak voltage, is plus minus Vsat is equal to plus minus 15 volt. And if 15 volt is power, you can write it plus minus 13 volt also. Nobody will give you wrong for this. Then we know that beta factor for feedback network, that is, this is the feedback network that you know. The beta factor for feedback network is 1 by 29. So that's why I will choose value of RF and R1 in such way that AV beta becomes 1. So that's why AV is equal to RF by R1 should be slightly greater than 29. So I will prefer RF by R1 is equal to 30. Select one of the resistance. I choose RF is say 50. Putting into this equation, that is RF by R1 is equal to 30. Putting value of RF 50, I get R1 is equal to 1.66 kilo ohm. So here very small for 6, 7 or 8 marks. There is no need to say get confused. Only 2-3 formulas you have to remember. This will never change. Again, what you may add here, if you can see in non-inverting terminal, I have connected ground. But instead of ground, we may connect one resistance which is called compensation resistance RCOM. Here I will show by highlighter. I forgot to place there, and if you forgot to place there, no worry about that. So if you connect RComp here into the non-inverting terminal, what is RComp? RComp is the compensation resistance, and which is nothing but a parallel combination of feedback resistance RF and the input resistance R1. So do the parallel combination of 50K and 1.66K. It will be of course near to R1 because 1.66K is very less compared to the 50K. So RComp value will be near to R1. Calculate that and write it down. So only these 2-3 factors you have to calculate in the numerical of RC phase shift oscillator. Here the RC phase shift oscillator is over with analysis and one numerical. I'll go ahead to the next topic, that is the Wien bridge oscillator. If you have no doubt regarding RC phase shift oscillator, if you have any doubt, you may ask me. I'll wait for 2 minutes, else I'll move to the next point. Any question on this topic? Abhijit Javandarkar. Yes, Gauri Zamre. Gatha.
Hello?
Yes, any doubt on this topic?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we will move to the next point, which is the Wien bridge oscillator. I took one more numerical on RC phase shift oscillator. Quickly, I will go through that. So numerical 2 on RC phase shift oscillator. Determine the value of feedback resistance RF. It is analytical example, not design example. Output is given, you have to calculate the component, but such kind of problems are rarely asked. Then output frequency of RC phase shift oscillator, दो चीजें आपको calculate करना है. If input resistance is 2.2K, means this R1 is given, which is 2.2K, and value of capacitance is 0.01 microfarad. ये capacitance की value दिया है, that is 0.01 microfarad, and value of resistance is 1K. This feedback resistance is given, that is 1K. Connected in feedback network. So don't say confuse in the values given. नहीं तो फिर 2.2 को इधर and 1K को उधर, ऐसा नहीं करना है. So feedback network में जो connect किया है, that is 1K. and in input of the amplifier it is 2.2K, and you have to calculate value of RF. Determine the value of peak to peak output voltage VOPP निकालना है if the power supply is plus minus 12 volt. So we'll go quickly through it. Output frequency oscillation is given by F0 is equal to 1 over twice pi RC under root 6. Given value of capacitor is 0.01 microfarad. Then given value of resistance in feedback factor is 1K. Put in above equation, and after doing this calculation you get output frequency is equal to 6.49 kilohertz. Then we know that Barkhusen's criteria beta must be 1 by 29. That's why we need AV, which is nothing but RF by R1 is equal to greater than 29. Preferably choose RF by R1 is equal to 30, and given value of R1 is 2.2K. So it is, if you put this value into the equation, you will get RF is equal to 66K. And the last statement, it is asked determine the peak to peak value of the output if the power supply is plus minus 12 volt. So VOPP will be plus minus Vset will be equal to plus minus 12 volt you may write, or you may write plus minus of minus 12 volt, it will be peak to peak 24 volt. So this is the RC phase shift oscillator second example, but it is not a design problem. In design problem only say output frequency is given, accordingly you have to choose all the values. But here RI is also given, and component values are given, and output frequency is calculated. So this is the reverse process. The next topic is the Wien bridge oscillator. This also comes under RC phase shift oscillator. Sorry, RC oscillators. So here Wien bridge is the name because it is a kind of bridge. If you look into the book, there will be several say fashion. In several fashion, this Wien bridge oscillator is drawn, but the connections are same, though it looks like say different one. So here as we know what we need amplifier. So this is amplifier, and we need a feedback network using R and C components. So this is the feedback network. So here first thing, characteristic equation for oscillator that you know, that is AV upon 1 minus AV beta, and positive feedback is used. RC network does not provide any phase shift in this Wien bridge oscillator. Does not provide any phase shift means it will be either 0 or 360 degree. So this phase shift network, this complete R1 C1, which is composed by R1 C1 and R2 C2, this does not provide any phase shift. So of course your amplifier should not provide any phase shift as well. So if I use inverting mode, it will provide 180 degree phase shift, and the criteria of Barkhusen's will not be followed, because it will be 180 degree phase shift. Total 360 चाहिए, and phase shift network जो feedback network है, that is not providing a phase shift. So your amplifier should not provide you the phase shift. And you know non-inverting mode of operation does not provide any phase shift. What is the formula for non-inverting amplifier? V0 is equal to 1 plus RF upon R1 into Vi, where there is no minus sign. So that means input and output are in phase. So that's why here you have to remember this compared to previous circuit. In Wien bridge you have to use non-inverting mode. In RC phase shift you have to use inverting mode. So this amplifier will not provide any phase shift. So of course total phase shift will be 0. So you can see, as the RC network is not providing any phase shift, also non-inverting mode of amplifier does not provide any phase shift. So phase shift will be either 0 degree or 360 degree, that is called no phase shift. So the RC network beta in this Wien bridge oscillator is 1 by 3. Previously it was 1 by 29 in RC phase shift oscillator, but in Wien bridge it is 1 by 3. So you have to remember this value. Anyhow you have to remember this value. Hence select the amplifier gain so that AV will be slightly greater than 3. And what is AV here? Here AV is not RF by R1 only, because for non-inverting the gain is 1 plus RF by R1. So that if I choose this AV is equal to 3, then loop gain AV beta will be equal to 1. Output frequency of oscillation is given by, for Venn bridge oscillator, it is given by f0 is equal to 1 over twice pi under root of r1 r2 c1 c2. And if we choose value of r1 r2 is equal to r, which is same, and if we choose value of c1 c2 is equal to c, that is both the resistances in feedback network is same and both the capacitances in the feedback network is same, then simply your formula becomes f0 is equal to 1 over twice pi rc. So in this way, Venn bridge oscillator and its say formulas and theory is there. I have mentioned everything on the PPT, which will be uploaded on Teams. Your phase shift network does not provide any phase shift. Amplifier also not providing any phase shift. Amplifier कौन सा है? Then feedback कौन सा है? You can see the output of amplifier here. This is the output. Output of amplifier is given as an input to the feedback network. And here feedback network output क्या है? This VF feedback voltage is given to the non-inverting terminal of op amp here. So the network is complete. So you have to remember the points, how the bridge is formed. Then here next is numerical on the Venn bridge oscillator. Most of the numericals are already in the question paper. I'll let you know later on once we finish this unit. Design a gain stabilized Venn bridge oscillator to generate stable 2 kilohertz sinusoidal output waveform. डिजाइन वेन ब्रिज ऑसिलेटर आया तो भी सेम है, डिजाइन गेन स्टेबलाइज्ड वेन ब्रिज ऑसिलेटर आया तो भी सेम है. डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज, द सर्किट इज सेम. So I have used the same circuit where non-inverting amplifier is used, which will not provide any phase shift. Again, Venn bridge network with R1 C1 in series, R2 C2 in parallel, and the feedback voltage of this network is given to the non-inverting terminal of op amp, and output of non-inverting terminal of op amp is given to the input of feedback network here. And again we have to design. So we know the output formula. Output formula is equal to f0 is equal to 1 over twice pi under root r1 c1 r2 c2. For simplicity, of course, do this step always. For simplicity, we will assume r1 and r2 is same, say r, and c1 and c2 same, say c. So formula will be modified, that is 1 over twice pi rc. F0 is equal to 1 over twice pi rc. Select the standard resistance of capacitor always, which is always select less than 1 microfarad. So it is 0.1 microfarad is assumed. You may go for 0.01, no worry about that. Putting this into the formula, because we have to generate how much? 2 kilohertz frequency. Putting this into the formula, resistance R will be 1 over twice pi F0C. So 1 over twice pi into 2 kilohertz into 0.1 microfarad, it comes to 796 ohms. And we know 796 ohm is not available. So nearby value is preferable. And for RC network, beta factor is 1 by 3. So beta factor is 1 by 3. Hence select the gain of the amplifier, which is slightly greater than 3 or 3. You may use 3, nobody will mark you wrong, but don't choose less than 3. So AV is equal to 1 plus RF by R1. It should be slightly greater than 3. So RF, what I did here, RF I have chosen 50K. So or if I choose R1 is equal to 25, 50 by 25 will be 2, 2 plus 1 will be 3. If you select exact 3, no worry about that. So here the loop gain will be equal to 1, and phase shift, there is no problem of phase shift here. So Barkhusen's criteria will be followed here, and it will generate, by choosing such kind of component, it will generate 2 kilohertz stable sinusoidal output. So this is the Venn bridge oscillator. This is the homework for you people. Design RC oscillator for F0 is equal to 1.5 kilohertz. RC phase shift oscillator पे आपको numerical solve करना है to get 1.5 kilohertz signal, sinusoidal signal. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, I'll be back to you. Yes, Abhinav.
Yes, sir. In previous question, you have considered beta as 1 upon 29. And
Yes.
in this question, you have taken beta equals to 1 upon 3. So I didn't understood why we took
Okay.
beta different this time.
Okay, I'll go back. Okay. Actually, that beta is not say user defined कि हम decide नहीं कर सकते हैं कितना लेना है कितना नहीं लेना है. So what is done here? Coming to the RC phase shift first. So this is RC phase shift. I will erase this highlighter. Okay. So here I will use highlighter again. Abhinav, right?
Yes, sir.
Abhinav, we are thinking of what? Only feedback network, because beta is what? Feedback factor. जैसे एम्पलीफायर का गेन है AV, वैसे इसका बीटा है feedback factor. What is beta? Beta is nothing but output of feedback factor divided by input of feedback factor. Okay, feedback network I will say. So what is output of feedback network? VF, right? And what is input to the
Yes, sir.
feedback network? Input to the feedback network is the output of amplifier V out. Okay, so I'll write here your beta will be equal to output of feedback network is nothing but VF. Output of feedback network is equal to VF divided by V out. I will write short V0. This will be beta, is it?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting? Okay. To calculate this, it is not say directly. Nobody can see this circuit and directly say that it is 1 by 29. That's why what happened here. KVL is applied. Okay. In this loop, one current I1, I2, I3. क्या करते हो आप network में? Likewise, I1, I2, I3, and accordingly VF divided by V0 ये क्या आता है? ये D. Roy Choudhury में दिया हुआ है. If you see the RC phase shift oscillator topic in D. Roy Choudhury, I have already posted book photographs during lockdown to one of the class. Okay, you please go through that. You will get this beta is solved using this analysis, and VF by V0 it will be equal to 29. It is derived, not मन से नहीं लिया किसी ने, it is derived. Okay, so network is what is this network? 3 RC pair. But if you come back to this Venn bridge oscillator, where it is Venn bridge oscillator, let me erase this. Okay, in Venn bridge oscillator, what is feedback network? I will show by highlighter. This is feedback network formed by R1C1 and R2C2, is it? Abhinav. Hello.
Hi, yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the feedback network. Now network is changed. So network is changed
Yes,
means its derivation will be also changed. You can see this output is given to the feedback network as an input here. Okay, and एम्पलीफायर को जो इनपुट है दिया हुआ दैट इज कॉल्ड आउटपुट ऑफ फीडबैक नेटवर्क व्हिच इज VF, and network is changed. Again, if you refer D. Roy Choudhury, why I am not going into detail, because this will not be asked in the question paper and it will be just killing of the time. So if you calculate the output of feedback network, that is VF, divided by input to the feedback network, that is nothing but V out, it comes 1 by 3. It is completely logical. Okay, you please see the book. लर्न करने की जरूरत नहीं. I will say to all of you, लर्न करने की जरूरत नहीं, just go through it. You will understand how 1 by 29 and 1 by 3 is obtained. Okay, so for Venn bridge it is 1 by 3. After derivation, it is not say random value, and it is always 1 by 29 for RC phase shift network, and it is always 1 by 3 for Venn bridge. You have to remember, if you miss this point during solving design problem, definitely जो फेज शिफ्ट वाला सॉरी गेन वाला कंडीशन है AV बीटा इज इक्वल टू 1, ये फुलफिल नहीं होगा एंड 50% ऑफ द मार्क्स मे बी डिडक्टेड बाय वैल्यूअर. Clear point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Abhinav, don't waste time on this. You just see how it comes 1 by 29 and 1 by 3. Don't mug up. Don't say derive that. Nobody is going to ask in the paper. Okay, because we
Yes,
are
sir.
moving ahead. This is in the subject analog electronics 1. This is also in the subject EDC. EDC में जो ट्रांजिस्टराइज RC फेज शिफ्ट ऑसिलेटर पढ़ा है हमने, वहां पे वो डेरिवेशन है 1 by 29 वाला. Here we are focusing on design only. We are not interested in derivation. but for understanding subject, most of the circuit, I tell you what is the analysis of particular circuit rather directly jumping to the numerical. Okay, because you should know what is the circuit, how is the analysis, and then numerical. That's why I'm say following these steps. Any other question
Okay.
to any other people? Any other question? Shall I move to the next topic? I'll conduct it for how much is the time now? It's 2:50. Okay, I'll conduct the lecture for half an hour, not half an hour, about 45 minutes only for integrator, and then we'll stop. So quickly answer me any question from your end. Shall I start next topic? Okay, as there is no question, I'll move to the integrator. Okay, the topic is an integrator using operational amplifier. You know what is an integrator? Integrator is again mathematical operation. Here we are going to design such a circuit where output will be integration of the input with certain time constant. Applications of the integrator in the electronics is analog computer, which is not there in nowadays, but previously it was there. So analog computer, we use integrator. Integrator is also called averaging circuit. If you are taking, say, any analog signals coming from sensor, and we need suppose average of that sensor throughout day, average of this sensors, what was the temperature throughout the day in average. So we can use the integrator circuit there. Then integrator is used in ADCs, that is analog to digital converter, and it is used in wave shaping circuit. What is a wave shaping circuit? Suppose input is the sinusoidal waveform, output is a square wave, input is say square wave, output is a triangular wave. So wave shape is changed. Some different wave shape is applied to certain circuit, and output is having some different wave shape, is called a wave shaping circuit. So these three major applications are there for integrator: analog computer, ADCs, and wave shaping circuit. Then basic integrator, you can see what is the change in the circuit till the time we deal with an amplifier. Now we move to the integrator, and later on we'll move to the differentiator. So this is the basic integration using operational amplifier. So you can see what is the mode of operation. This is the input voltage V in, which is connected here to the inverting terminal. So it will be inverting mode, of course. Then you can see input resistance is connected R1, and you can see one of the change wherever RF was there in amplifier, that RF is replaced by one capacitor called CM. If the feedback resistance is replaced by capacitor, then the circuit will work like an integrator. So let's see there. This is the node Vn. We need into the analysis of this circuit, what will be the voltage of this Vn. Then IB is the current passing into the op-amp, which will be of course 0, assuming ideal op-amp. As I mentioned, wherever you analyze certain op-amp circuit, you have to consider all ideal characteristics. So IB will be 0. there will be current passing through resistance R1 called I1. Due to this V in will pass towards node V1. It will not go into the op amp. So therefore this current will move into the capacitor, is referred by current IF, feedback current you may say. And output equation is derived is equal to minus sign shows inverting amplifier or inverting mode of operation, minus of 1 upon R1 CF, this R1 and this CF, integral of V in dt. So looking at this output equation, we'll derive this, don't you worry. Looking at this output equation, it is seen that the output is integral of input with time constant 1 by R1 CF. And last here into this circuit is RComp. RComp is always parallel combination of R1, means I will say here Z1 and ZF, and nearly it is equal to R1 only. जो भी input resistance है उसके equivalent RComp we can connect into the integrator. This is the basic integrator. Practical integrator is different because there are certain problem with basic integrator that we'll discuss. Now we will analyze this basic integrator by applying nodal analysis. So here what I will do, basic integrator is there, same circuit is there, R1 is connected into input, capacitor CF is connected into the feedback, and I will apply KCL at node N. Where is node N? Here is node N where Vn voltage is there. So how to write KCL? KCL I1 is the current which is generated by input V in, which is moving towards node N. Then after two currents are divided, then Vn se nikla hai IB and another current is IF. So I wrote IB plus IF, but we know that assuming ideal op amp, the bias current into the terminal is equal to 0. So IB is equal to 0. So I may write I1 is equal to IF. Very simple. And the differential voltage, what is ideal op amp characteristic? Differential voltage is equal to 0. Differential voltage means voltage between these two terminals, plus and minus. What is voltage at this terminal, non-inverting? It is equal to 0 because it is connected to the ground through RComp. So if this voltage is equal to 0 at this terminal, this voltage has to be 0. It is called virtual ground concept. We already studied in previous lecture. So Vn is equal to 0. Therefore, current through the capacitor can be achieved by, of course, current through capacitor, voltage across capacitor, current through inductor, voltage across capacitor, inductor. There are standard formulas. So current through capacitor CF is given by, it is derivative of voltage, right? So current IF across CF is nothing but CF into dVc by dt, where Vc is voltage across capacitor. ये capacitor के across का voltage है. So IF is equal to CF into dVc by dt. Putting the values here, how to write I1? I1 can be written, what is voltage here is V in. What is voltage here? Vn, which is 0. So I will write V in minus Vn divided by R1 is nothing but I1. I'll write a formula for IF. What is IF? IF is equal to same value CF into d Vn minus Vout, because this voltage, though it is 0, I will consider into the formula first. Vn and this terminal voltage of the capacitor is Vout. Vn minus Vout divided by dt. But the nodal voltage Vn is equal to 0 due to ideal op amp and virtual ground concept. So putting that Vn 0, we get input voltage V in divided by R1 is equal to CF into d minus of Vout. You can see here minus sign we cannot omit, minus of Vout divided by dt. Taking integration on both the sides, we get output voltage is equal to minus, shows the inverting integrator, constant, that is 1 by R1 CF, integral of time period 0 to t, you may write 0 to t or may not, no worry about that, into V in dt plus C, where C is the output voltage at initial time t is equal to 0. You may show or may not show C, no worry about that. If it is mentioned, then we have to use, else we may say forget what is constant C. So you from this formula, you can see that integrator is the circuit whose output voltage waveform is the integral of input voltage waveform. The feedback resistor RF is replaced by capacitor CF in the integrator. यहाँ पे RF हम use नहीं करते हैं, we use capacitor instead. Applications we already discuss: analog computer, ADCs, and wave shaping circuit. So this is the analysis of the basic integrator. Now we will see the drawback of this circuit. I'll erase all the ink. In the video it will be available, of course. Okay, now as we are integrating, are we integrating DC signal? No. Your Vin input जो है, that may be having very less frequency, that is 1 hertz, and that may be having infinite frequency in kilohertz, megahertz, gigahertz likewise. So you can see, if the frequency is applied, certain frequency is applied to the R1 as an input, there will not be effect on Z1, because for particular resistance, suppose of 1 kilo ohm resistance, I apply say 100 hertz, resistance will be still 100 hertz. If I use 1 kilohertz, resistance will be same. If I use 1 megahertz across it, resistance remains same, that is 1 kilo ohm. But same frequency through this is applied to capacitor CF, and I hope you know XC is called capacitor reactance. It is 1 or twice pi FC. So its impedance, capacitance impedance, here it is mentioned by ZF. ZF is the frequency dependent. If frequency is low, then ZF is high, and if frequency is high, ZF will be low. And what is gain of this circuit? Gain of this circuit I have not written. Gain of this circuit will be inverting mode में है, so it will be ZF divided by Z1. ZF divided by Z1, where Z1 is constant because it is the impedance of resistance R1, does not affected by any input frequency, but ZF is the impedance of the capacitance, which will be affected by the what frequency applied. For low frequency, for zero frequency, ZF is infinite, and for high frequency in say megahertz, gigahertz, ZF may be at certain frequency, certain higher frequency, capacitor will behave like short circuit. For zero frequency, capacitor will behave like open circuit. So somewhere ZF may be 0, and this shows the gain of the circuit. So will the gain remain stable? No, it is frequency dependent. If frequency is less, gain is more. If frequency is more, gain is less. Accordingly, the frequency response of integrator is shown. This color. This shows what? The frequency response of basic integrator. Here is the zero frequency. Zero frequency means DC. For that, gain is very high because ZF is very high. It is capacitor behave like open circuit. So ZF by Z1 will be very high. So it will be gain, highest gain in the circuit, calculated in dB, measured in dB. Then after, as we increases the frequency, gain decreases. You can see basic integrator के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, दूसरा ग्राफ नहीं देखना है आपको. Gain decreases, and there will be one frequency where gain becomes 0 dB. 0 dB is nothing but 1. Gain becomes 1. Generally at 1 megahertz it will be 1 because unity gain of the operational amplifier is 1 megahertz. So at 1 megahertz it will be 1. So here in decibel, if you take 20 log of 1, it will be 0 dB. So 0 dB pe gain is less. So as we are increasing the frequency, gain is decreasing in the integrator. Now, what is the problem if gain is more? If gain is very high, near to the infinity, then what happened? What is output? Output is nothing but gain into input Vi, right? So if gain is very, very high in this formula, then for small change in input will generate infinite output. There will not be infinity practically, but it will saturate the operational amplifier. Operational amplifier का power supply जो है plus 15 and minus 15, it will have saturated value. So this is one of the drawback of the basic integrator. For certain lower frequency, it will have unstable output because the gain is very, very high, output will saturate. That's why for certain frequency, certain initial frequency, the integration operation is not possible. For that, the practical integrator is developed. So here in basic integrator, integration start from 0 Hz frequency at this point, at 0 dB level say, has high gain here, and it will be ended at FB, frequency called FB, which is given by 1 over twice pi R1 and CF. लास्ट इंटीग्रेशन फ्रीक्वेंसी जो हमने कंपोनेंट लगा है उस पे ही डिपेंड है. कौन से कंपोनेंट लगा है? वी यूज R1 एंड CF. So FB will be 1 over twice pi R1 and CF. So due to the drawback of this, a practical integrator is designed. So practical integrator is also called a lossy integrator. It is designed and it is very simple. In practical or lossy integrator, single component is added again. We had R1 in basic integrator, we had CF in basic integrator, but one feedback resistance RF is connected across capacitor. Why this added? Because if for lower frequency this capacitor is behave like open circuit, then there will be minimum value of resistance present, which is RF into the network. Means for lower frequency, your gain will be decided by RF by R1 for lower frequency, where the capacitor will work like open circuit. And later on, once this frequency is crossed, then the gain will be decided by reactance of capacitor and the resistance R1. Because as it goes for higher frequency, the reactance of capacitor will be less than RF. Then effective capacitor in this branch will be equal to the impedance of the capacitor. So after certain frequency, it will be gain will be decreasing, and up to certain frequency gain will be constant, because the constant component RF and R1 will decide the gain. And output formula will not change. Output is still minus of 1 upon R1 CF integral of V in dt plus C. So there will not be any effect on the output integration or time constant of this resistance RF, but there will be effect of RF on integration frequency. Let's go to the characteristic. No need to analyze this circuit. Let's go to the characteristic. I will talk related to the practical integrator now. So here practical or lossy integrator shown by this graph, practical or lossy. Why lossy? Because यहाँ तक integration का काम हो ही नहीं रहा है, जो ये point दिखाया है. So practical or lossy integrator, and up to frequency FA, which is achieved by 1 upon 2 pi RFCF. RFCF means feedback में है दोनों component. वो decide करते हैं कहाँ integration शुरू करना है. So where to start integration? By this formula, FA is equal to 1 upon twice pi RFCF. So after this, the integration is start and gain decreases with the rate of minus 20 dB per decade. So I will highlight here. Here is the perfect integration. Whatever is the shaded area, I am doing it on the PPT. Here is the perfect integration. And roll off rate is minus 20 dB per decade. Before FA क्या हो रहा है? Due to the RF effect, the gain will be constant, that is RF by R1. So for this period, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक, for this period, the gain is constant, and gain is constant means what? Output is equal to some constant gain into input. that is nothing but the amplifier. So from, I will say, from 0th frequency here, from 0 Hertz frequency to frequency FA, this practical integrator circuit will work like an amplifier. It will not work like an integrator. And later on, from FA, from this frequency FA to FB, FA to FB, it will work like perfect integrator. So now, whatever are the low frequency component that are removed, that are controlled by this RF, by connecting one RF across, that's why there will not be instability of this circuit. Saturate nahi hoga your op amp. It will be working like an amplifier, of course, but it will not get unstable output. So by introducing one more component called RF into the network, our practical integrator is formed. It is also called lossy integrator because you can see here from 0 Hertz to FA, means this complete range from 0 Hertz to FA, we are not using this circuit, or this circuit will not behave like an integrator. That's why this particular band is lost. That's why it is called lossy integrator. So if you are designing practical integrator, you have to focus on, I'll erase. While designing practical integrator, you have to focus on FA and you have to focus on FB. Again, for understanding purpose, I am explaining this theory because it is there in A1, and I know in at least in my class, integrator topic was not covered due to lockdown. But for understanding purpose, I am covering all this theory, this one. But into the design numerical in analog electronics 2, nobody is going to ask you frequency response of basic integrator or lossy integrator. To understand, we are covering this. So later on, to design an integrator, you have to focus on FA and FB only. And of course, for that, there is certain set of rules. Only 3 rules are there. You have to remember that relation between FA and FB. So the frequency response of practical integrator, I already mentioned this, but I will from 0 Hertz to FA, means from this frequency to this frequency, an inverting amplifier with gain of RF by R1 circuit will just work like an amplifier. At frequency FA, FA means it is given by 1 or twice pi RFC1. At frequency FA, integration starts. कहाँ integration start हो रहा है? At the frequency FA, which is of course decided by component that you have used. But the accuracy of integration is very less. It is 50% only. If the input frequency is 10 times than FA, then accuracy is 99%. Near to the 100, of course. From FA to FB, circuit works like an inverting integrator with time constant 1 और output formula में है ये 1 और R1 CF. आउटपुट में R1 CF ही लेना है, RF का कोई मेंशन नहीं करना है आउटपुट में. RF is only used here for deciding FA and for deciding gain. Okay, so output formula में RF नहीं दिखना चाहिए. So with time constant 1 or R1 CF. Okay, we'll have design step, we'll have one numerical, we'll have question answer if any, and then we'll stop. So design steps, you may note down if you have notebook and pen. Design steps of integrator. We know that FA काय पे depend है? FA is 1 or twice pi RF CF. Feedback में दोनों component लगाए हैं, feedback resistance and feedback capacitor. On that value, we have FA. Choose RF and CF time constant. Of course, RF CF इधर लिया है, FA नीचे है. So RF CF is chosen so that 1 or twice FA. Then for Fin less than FA, जो हमने characteristic पे देखा है, circuit behaves like inverting amplifier and output is given by V out is equal to minus of RF upon R1 into V, simply an amplifier. Next is you have to choose FB, second frequency जो है, that is 1 over twice pi R1 CF, that must be 10 times greater than, please write it down, PPT पे मुझे लिखना थोड़ा भूल गया मैं, FB should be 10 times greater than FA. FB should be 10 times, at least 10 times greater than FA. If you refer Ramakant Gaikwad, वहां पे डिफरेंशिएटर में भी किया है, इंटीग्रेटर में भी किया है, रेशियो 20 टाइम्स लिया है, डी रॉय चौधरी ने बताया है 10 टाइम्स. So don't you worry about it. It is a minimum requirement, that is 10 time. You may go for 20 time, but 10 से less नहीं होना चाहिए. So set one standard और वही use करना है rather than getting confused. Okay, the numerical on the integrator. Design the practical integrator circuit to integrate the frequency 1.59 kilohertz. Anybody wanted to share something? Yes. Anybody wanted to share something? Okay. So I'll go back to the lecture again. So 1.59 kilohertz के लिए हमें integrator design करना है. Then determine the lower frequency limit. Lower frequency limit means FA of integration and plot responses. अगर हमने अलग अलग signals दिए हैं, so उसे response कैसे रहना है? Plot responses for sine wave input 1 kilohertz 1 volt peak 5 kilohertz का. Then step input for 1 volt given to the integrator for 0 to 0.3 millisecond only, and square wave of frequency 1 kilohertz, sorry 5 kilohertz with 1 volt peak value. Solution: the integration frequency is given is 1.59 kilohertz, nothing but FB, क्योंकि इंटीग्रेशन फ्रीक्वेंसी दिया है, लोअर फ्रीक्वेंसी नहीं दिया है, और इंटीग्रेशन फ्रीक्वेंसी दिया है, इसका मतलब हमें 99% वी नीड एक्यूरेसी. सो इट इज डेफिनेटली FB नॉट FA. हाईएस्ट जो दिया है फ्रीक्वेंसी इंटीग्रेशन का, उसे FB कंसिडर करना है, वेयर वी नीड 99% एक्यूरेसी in the integration. So lower limit of the frequency integration is nothing but FA, and FA will be 10 times FB divided by 10, because I said relation between FA and FB, FB must be 10 times of FA at least. So FA will be FB by 10. So 1.59 kilohertz divided by 10, it will be 159 hertz. Choose RF and CF so that it is 1 over twice pi FA. Formula use किया है हमने, because FA is equal to 1 over twice pi RF CF. So putting the values, you get, putting the values into this, assuming standard value of capacitor CF 10 nanofarad. I said choose less than 1 microfarad, it is preferred. So 10 nanofarad. Putting into the formula, we get RF की value. RF will be equal to 1 over twice pi output FA frequency, that is 159 hertz. Capacitor CF 10 nanofarad, it comes 100k. And R1 कितना लेना है फिर? R1 will be also 10 times. So it will be R1 is equal to RF by 10. So it will be 100 by 10 is equal to 10k. So this is how circuit will be same. Practical integrator का जो मैंने यहाँ पे PPT पे जगह नहीं, तो I have not mentioned. Practical integrator के लिए circuit जो है, ये circuit निकालना है. Then after you have to solve this. So here we have values of CF, RF, R1. All three values are calculated. If you have RCOM, suppose into the circuit, this one RCOM will be parallel combination of R1 and CF, sorry, R1 and RF. Then into the design, There are sub part. If sine wave of 1 volt peak and 5 kilohertz is applied, you have to plot a response. This is very important. 1, 2, 3. So response of integrator to first sine wave of 1 volt peak means it will be 2 volt peak to peak 5 kilohertz. How to write this mathematically? Sine wave कैसे लिखते हैं हम? Voltage, peak voltage, that is Vm, is 1 volt here. Sine of 2 pi omega t. So omega t. So it will be 2 pi. 5 kilohertz is nothing but 5000. So 2 pi 5000 t. इंटीग्रेट करना है, दैट्स इट. मैथ्स जिसका अच्छा है, इट इज वेरी सिंपल. वी आउट इज इक्वल टू, इंटीग्रेशन का फॉर्मूला क्या है हमारा? वी आउट इज इक्वल टू माइनस ऑफ 1 अपॉन r1 cf इंटीग्रल ऑफ v इन dt. सो वी केप्ट ऑल द वैल्यूज. डिजाइन में 100k इज rf, 10 नैनोफैरेड इज cf, देन अप्लाइड इनपुट इज साइन ऑफ 2 pi 5000 t. इंटीग्रेट किया है, देन after integration we get this one. I hope you know what is integration. Sine will be converted into cos, and finally you will get in the form of Vm cos of 2 pi 5000 t. So Vm will be means amplitude positive है 0.318 volt, cos waveform है, and frequency will remain same. देखो input sine है, output is cosine, but frequency does not change. So if you plot this, it will be like this. Response of an integrator, last 2-3 ppts, response of an integrator to sine wave of 5 kilohertz and 1 volt peak. You can see this is the input, which is having 1 volt peak, means 2 volt peak to peak, and second one is cos. What is the phase shift between sine and cos? Yes, 90. This is the phase shift between sine and cos. यहाँ से ही जाना चाहिए सिग्नल. And what is this level? This level is 0.318. So cos waveform will start at this point 0.318 volt, and it will maintain 0.318 and minus 0.318 value only. It will not go beyond that, and it will be having cosine waveform with respect to the input. So this is how we get integrated output. So input is sine and output is cosine. So this is the input output waveform. You can see the amplitude is also changed. Amplitude is a function of the input frequency. If you change the frequency 5 kilohertz पे आप रूम पे करके देखो आप कि 5 kilohertz के जगह पे 1 kilohertz लेके देखो, 10 kilohertz देके देखो, you will find the change in amplitude of output. It will not always remain 0.318. So it is amplitude is dependent on input frequency. Please see the relation between that. Is it inversely proportional or directly proportional? Moving to the next given statement. Next given statement, ऐसा अगर problem आया तो it will be for 13 to 40 marks. Okay. So next given statement, उसी integrator का response for step input. What is step input? Step input is just DC value. Here it is given 1 volt. For that certain time period, it is given for 0.3 millisecond. In the diagram, you can see here is -1. This is 1 volt. This 1 volt is a constant. Input is given for how much time period? Only for 0.3 millisecond up to this. Okay. Let's have same formula. Formula will not change. V out is equal to minus of 1 upon R1 CF integral of V in dt. So यहाँ 0 to t करना पड़ेगा because it is not repeating pattern. So again I will write V out is equal to minus of 1 upon 100k is the R1, 10 nanofarad is the CF. Time period जिसे integrate करना है 0 to 0.3 millisecond only. And what is input? Input is only 1 volt, so it is 1 dt. Calculating this, you will get थोड़ा ये आगे पीछे हो गया. You will get -3. Means whenever the step input, whenever a step input, this one, whenever step input is given, positive step input is given, then your output will be negative going ramp. जितने देर तक ये इनपुट चालू है 1 volt, यहाँ पे 0.3 मिलीसेकंड के लिए दिया है, but if you continue this, it will go on continuing negative ramp up to what? Then it will be saturated to minus Vsat. Minus Vsat ऐसे नहीं, नेगेटिव में चला है तो जाते रहेगा. It will go to the minus Vsat value. अगर -15 वोल्ट है, -15 वोल्ट तक, 0 से लेकर -50 वोल्ट तक नेगेटिव रैम्प जाएगा, then it will settle to -15 volt and it will be constant for further. But here the limited period is given 0.3 millisecond, so it will stop here and final voltage on the output will be -3 volt. Reverse, if you are using -1 volt as an input, then the output will go in positive direction and output will be +3 volt, not -3 volt, +3 volt. And if you further apply the same input for further timing, it will continue the ramp, positive ramp, up to the positive Vsat value. Positive Vsat value, that is nothing but +15 volts, suppose is the power supply. So this is how, if the step input is given to the integrator, it will provide you the ramp. For positive step input, it will provide you negative going ramp. For negative step input, it will give you positive ramp. Then last one is the square wave. कौन सा इनपुट दिया है हमने? साइन का रिस्पॉन्स देखा है, स्टेप का रिस्पॉन्स देखा है. नाउ स्क्वायर वेव स्पेसिफिकेशन दिए है 1 volt peak. 1 volt peak means 1 volt minus plus and 1 volt minus, so it will be 2 volt peak to peak. 5 kilohertz. 5 kilohertz frequency means what? Only 0.2 millisecond. 1 by t अगर करो, 1 by f अगर करोगे आप, so you will get time period. So it will be only 0.2 millisecond में एक वेव फॉर्म, सिमेट्रिक ही लेना है. So 0.1 millisecond के लिए what? 1 volt plus and 0.1 से लेके 0.2 millisecond के लिए 1 volt minus. So it is also kind of step input, plus and minus alternate होते रहता है कुछ time period के बाद. Let's integrate this. So V out का वही formula, minus of 1 upon R1 CF integral of Vi dt, V in dt. Then time period of the square wave will be 1 by f, is nothing but 0.2 millisecond. So 1 volt for 0.1 and 1 volt for minus 1 volt for 0 to 0.1 and -1 for 0.1 to 0.2. So V in is 1 volt. स्टेप इनपुट के जैसे इसे कंसिडर किया है तो 0 से लेके 0.1 मिलीसेकंड तक. पुट द वैल्यूज, कैपेसिटर रेजिस्टेंस के वैल्यू डाले हैं. 0 से लेके 0.1 मिलीसेकंड के लिए 1 वोल्ट को इंटीग्रेट किया है, तो इट विल शो यू -1 वोल्ट. अगर आप पीछे के वेवफॉर्म्स देखोगे यहाँ पे, सो हियर आल्सो यू कैन सी 0.1 पे समथिंग -1 वोल्ट, 0.2 पे -2 वोल्ट, 0.3 पे -4 वोल्ट. Similarly, you can see here V out will be -1 volt for 0 to 1.1 millisecond, and if you go for -1 volt, that is from 0.1 millisecond to 2 millisecond, means from this point to this point, then it will be +1 volt. So you will get what? If the square wave is applied, then you will get negative going ramp for positive period of this square wave. You will get negative going ramp for the positive going ramp for negative period of the square wave, and you will get kind of triangular wave if the square wave is applied. So if combinedly square wave is applied, what you can see, +-1 volt. This is -1 volt and this is +1 volt. So +-1 volt. So initial output को consider करके 0.5 volt से start होता है, it goes in -0.5 volt. So transition जो है 0.5 plus से 0.5 minus, it is of 1 volt. Again it will move from -0.5 volt to +0.5 volt. So it is also transition of 1 volt towards positive direction. Again there is a transition of 1 volt towards negative direction. So this is how, if the square wave is applied to an integrator, it will provide you the triangular wave. In this way we can conclude that if sine wave is applied to the integrator, cosine wave is the output. If step input is given to the integrator, negative or positive going ramp will be the output depending on the input type, if input is positive and negative respectively. And if square wave is applied to an integrator, then we'll get triangular wave. And again the amplitude of triangular wave is dependent on the time period or subfrequency of the square wave. If square wave frequency is less, amplitude of triangular wave will be more. That is inversely proportional. Amplitude of triangular waveform is inversely proportional to the frequency of the square wave. So this is the response. This will be the homework. Design a practical integrator to properly process input sinusoidal waveform DISF of 1 kilohertz. Also plot the output response if amplitude is 5 volt. So ये आपको solve करना है. Thank you. If you have any question, I'll be there for 2 minutes. If there are questions, of course. So from this unit, only differentiator point is remaining. That will be covered on Monday if I get lecture on Monday. Else will be covered later on. And after that, we'll have 1 or 2 lecture, either 1 or 2, to solve numericals from university question paper. That's it. Then after we'll move to the next unit. Decide करेंगे कौन सा यूनिट लेना है सर और मैं. Yes, any question from anybody? My recommendation is to see the video of this lecture integrator, specifically integrator 2-3 times, so that concept will be more clear. It is 3:28. I'll wait up to 3:30 and then I will end this session. I'll upload all the PDFs of this PPT for Venbridge and integrator. Earlier I already uploaded. Solve the homework. I may ask to upload it at any time. Few people have already uploaded. Okay, there is no question. Thank you very much.